best friend got me locked up, and I helped her do it. Nancy's been my person since freshman year. She's the one I call at 2 a.m. when I'm spiraling or when something good happens and I need someone to celebrate with. We're the kind of best friends who finish each other's sentences, who have inside jokes that make zero sense to anyone else. She's my emergency contact, my +1, my send help text recipient. But here's the thing about Nancy. She has this habit of choosing men over me. Not even men she's dating, just random men. A guy at Starbucks compliments her outfit. She's ditching our plans to grab coffee with him. Some dude at a party asks for her number. Our girls' night is over. I used to joke that she'd ditch me for a traffic cone if it had a deep voice. She'd laugh and call me dramatic, then prove me right the next weekend. For years, Nancy had my back in everything that mattered. When my mom went full psycho about me wanting to dye my hair purple, Nancy literally drove me to the salon and paid for the bleach. When our friend group turned on me over some misunderstood text drama, Nancy stood in front of everyone at lunch and told them they were being idiots. She defended me like a lawyer defending their only client. But I started noticing this weird pattern whenever I complained about my dad or my brother. Like, I'd be venting about how my dad said my major was worthless and I should have picked something practical. And Nancy would pause, tilt her head, and go, I mean, maybe he has a point though? Like, he's just trying to help. Or when my brother called me lazy for sleeping in on a Saturday after working 50 hours that week, she'd shrug and say, to be fair, you were sleeping pretty late. It was subtle enough that I brushed it off. Fast forward to 6 months ago when I started dating Justin. He seemed perfect at first, the kind of guy who texts back fast and remembers what you said 3 weeks ago about a favorite memory. But things started getting weird pretty quick. Justin would go to parties and come home at 4 a.m. without texting me once. When I brought it up, Nancy would be like, he's allowed to have fun, you're being controlling. Then Justin started getting mad if I talked to other guys, even my lab partner who I literally needed to pass chemistry. I vented to Nancy about how suffocating it felt, and she said, well, would you want him talking to other girls? He's just setting boundaries. Every single argument, every red flag I brought up, Nancy took his side. It got worse 2 weeks ago when Justin and I got into this massive fight. I told him I needed space to think about where this relationship was going, and he completely lost it. Got right in my face, veins popping in his neck, and said if I didn't get my shit together and stop acting crazy, he'd make me pay. Then he smiled and said, you're not as smart as you think you are. I told him to leave, and he slammed the door so hard the picture frames rattled. An hour later, I'm sitting on my couch trying to process what just happened when there's pounding on my door. I opened it to find 2 police officers asking if I was okay. Before I could even answer, they said they received a report that I was a danger to myself and others, and they needed to take me in for a 72-hour psychiatric evaluation. I tried explaining there'd been a mistake, but they wouldn't listen. They literally handcuffed me and drove me to the psychiatric hospital. I got to the hospital still in complete shock, wearing the same sweatpants I'd been crying in an hour before. They took my phone during intake, but after 3 hours of paperwork and evaluation questions, they finally let me make a call. I called Nancy immediately because she's my person, the one who shows up when everything falls apart. She answered on the first ring. Thank God you picked up. I'm at Riverside Psychiatric. The cops brought me here. Justin called them and said I was dangerous or something. Nancy, I need you to come get me out of here. There was a pause, a long one. Then she said, I know you're there. Justin already called me. My blood went cold. He told me you were acting really erratic tonight, that you threatened him and said some scary things. He said you probably just need some time to cool down and think things through. So I helped him out. My voice barely worked as I asked, helped him how? I sent him screenshots of our old texts. Every time you said you wanted to disappear, every time you said you wished you were gone. Justin said you were getting out of control. I hung up without saying another word. I blocked both of them right there in the hospital hallway. Justin and Nancy, gone from my phone in 2 clicks.